So Donald Trump is now disqualified for running for president in Colorado. I don't know what this means. Like, can Donald Trump be president if he's not even president of Colorado? Like, can you be president of 49 states is what I'm asking. Is that possible? Hold up. Well, let me Google real quick. I'm dead ass. Can you be president of 49 states? I don't know if this has ever happened in American history before, where a president has been banned from getting any votes from an entire state. And Colorado ain't no little punk ass state. This isn't like, okay, let me not disrespect anybody's state before y'all come after me. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna name any states because I know some of y'all niggas really be crazy. Not being able to run in Colorado is crazy. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. So the article by Maggie Astor, shout out to Maggie, you know what I'm saying? Big up Maggie and shit. Trump is, updated 17 minutes ago. Maggie, she grinding. Okay, I respect. Trump is disqualified from 2024 ballot, Colorado court says, an explosive ruling. So our boy Donald, he's in a tough spot. Colorado's top court ruled on Tuesday that former President Donald J. Trump is disqualified from holding office again because he engaged in insurrection with his actions leading up to the January 6th storming of the Capitol, an explosive ruling that is likely to put the basic contours of the 2024 election in the hands of the U.S. Supreme Court. Now, Donald Trump did appoint quite a few people that are very willing to do his bidding. That whole Supreme Court anointing thing that Trump did with all those people, this might benefit him. With Amy Coney Barrett and Brett Kavanaugh, this might actually come in clutch for Donald. The Colorado Supreme Court was the first in the nation to find that Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which disqualifies people who engage in insurrection against the Constitution after taking an oath to support it, applies to Mr. Trump, an argument that his opponents have been making around the country. Mr. Trump's campaign and it said immediately that it would appeal the decision to the U.S. Supreme Court, a likelihood that the Colorado justices anticipated by putting their ruling on hold until January. And while Tuesday's ruling applies only to one state, it could all but force the nation's higher court to decide the question for all 50. If the justices take up the case, it will join a pile of other Trump-related matters that they have to agree to decide, including whether he is immune from criminal prosecution for actions he took in office and the scope of an obstruction charge that is central to his federal January 6th case. In the Colorado court's lengthy ruling on Tuesday, ordering the Colorado Secretary of State to exclude Mr. Trump from the state's Republican primary ballot, the justices there reversed a Denver district judge's finding last month that Section 3 did not apply to the presidency. They affirmed the district judge's other key conclusions that Mr. Trump's actions before and on January 6, 2021 constituted engaging in insurrection, and that courts had the authority to enforce Section 3 against a person whom Congress had not specifically designated. A majority of the court holds that President Trump is disqualified from holding the office of president under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution. Now, I'm going to let y'all know what I think about this. Part of the reason why I'm glad my YouTube channel hasn't blown up yet is because I'm still figuring myself out politically. I'm still learning. I'm still going through the motions and trying to figure out what I believe and all of that shit. I started off this year as a Trump supporter, but now I'm no longer a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump hater. I don't have Trump derangement syndrome. In my mind, the best scenario for our country is for Trump to just retire to Mar-a-Lago. The mishandling of documents. It's proven that it's true. He's got to go to jail. Look, in my mind, what's more important than any candidate or party is our country. And if any candidate or any president mishandles classified documents, refuses to return them, and is alleged to have shared them with people from other countries, I can't support. Bro, you're a criminal. You've betrayed our country. I don't give a fuck if you're Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck if you're Uncle Sam in physical form personified. You have to go to jail. I don't believe in special treatment for anybody at all. Zero. The country is more important to me than any individual politician or party. If you disagree with that, this ain't the channel for you. But to me, the country is more important than any individual or party. What I think about this ruling is that it could cause a lot more chaos than people see coming. I don't know how people are going to respond to Trump not even being on the fucking ballot for Colorado. Can Trump even be president if he's not even president of an individual state amongst the 50? If 49 states have voted for you and one couldn't even cast one single ballot for you, how the fuck could you be president of the United States of America? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So what Trump is going to have to do to get around this is to appeal the Supreme Court, which will more than likely rule in his favor because they owe him. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. I don't know what the future is going to look like, but this isn't a good look for Trump. He's fighting legal battles like, bro, you would have thought this nigga was Young Thug. Every time I wake up, new thing against Trump, new thing against Trump, new thing against Trump. I've watched a lot of videos about Trump's behavior. I've watched a lot of videos from, by people from his camp. And I've learned over time that Trump is not the same as he used to be. After that 2020 election lost, he changed. And he didn't change for the better. He couldn't accept the L. There has been no substantial evidence that's been shown that the election was stolen. Rudy Giuliani hasn't shown it. Trump hasn't shown it. Fox News decided to go along with the stolen election narrative, and they were unable to prove it, and it cost them almost $1 billion in a lawsuit from Dominion Voting Systems. The fallout from it was so crazy, Tucker Carlson got fired from Fox. I want people that support Trump to realize, like, bro, it's been a fun ride, it was hilarious, but this guy is not presidential material anymore, and you got to learn how to accept that. Look for other alternatives. I don't know, Ron DeSantis, somebody other than Donald Trump. But the reality of the situation is that this guy is no longer president material. Between January 6th, not calling off the insurrection while it was happening, sitting there waiting, not refusing to say anything at all. You can literally look up videos of people from his camp talking about the fact that he would not stop. He would not come out and say anything. He refused to say anything as he saw it going on. They're saying hang Mike Pence, and Donald Trump gets mad at Mike Pence for not undoing the entire election when that's not even within his powers as vice president. It's not. Trump is over there pressing people in Georgia to recount votes that don't exist, to find votes that don't exist. Trump couldn't take an L. And it's like, my nigga, if you're willing to crash out the country because you didn't win an election, what is your priority here? Not turning over classified documents to the fucking feds. What are you doing? They're not your documents. They belong to the United States of America, our federal government that we pay with our tax dollars. Turn the documents over. Stop hiding them. Stop trying to move them from place to place. Stop showing them, allegedly, to people that aren't even from the country. That's not presidential behavior. I'm sorry. I know people don't want to hear it. I know. For a lot of y'all that are conservative, you feel like Trump is your only shot against Biden. I know. But, bro, like, do y'all not see where we're going as a country, bro? We went from Barack Obama to Trump. You can't tell me that Trump has been more presidential than Obama. You can't. I'm sorry. You don't have to like Obama. You don't have to like the Democrats. You don't have to like Obamacare. You don't have to like anything he did. But if you really want to sit here and act like Obama was a bigger threat to this nation's unity and this nation's security than Donald Trump, you're out of your fucking mind. I don't have a problem with conservatives. I don't believe in censoring conservatives. I don't believe in shaming people for supporting Donald Trump. I believe in unity in this country, but I don't support Trump. And I'm not worried about this ruling because I really don't think that this is going to stick. Trump will appeal to the Supreme Court. They'll rule in his favor because they have to. I mean, he appointed a lot of them into office. It would look really nasty if they didn't support him. So ultimately, man, like my opinions on this have changed over time. I don't feel about Trump the same way that I used to. And part of the reason is because I've just read more. I've watched more videos. I've read more about the events that took place. I've looked at the presidencies of other presidents, and I'm sorry, but Donald Trump has been found wanting. I can't see how someone like him being in office is acceptable anymore. It's just not. It's just not acceptable. When you actually look at his presidency, drop the left versus right for just 1 second, please. Drop the left versus right. Drop the BLM versus ALM, drop all the drama, and genuinely look at Trump's behavior in office. From questioning U.S. intelligence while standing next to Vladimir Putin, mishandling classified documents, saying that when the looting starts, the shooting starts, interrupting a BLM protest to do a photo op in front of a church. I mean, the list goes on and on. Like, Trump is genuinely just not presidential material. He never has been, and he never will be anymore. And that's my take. And I understand a lot of y'all don't fuck with it, but that's what I believe. I don't hate Trump. I don't dislike Trump. I don't like when people sit there and attack that man's family. I don't like when people sit there and try to make him and his family's life harder than it has to be. Frankly, I'm not into that. The personal attacks, the disrespect, none of that. My issue is with Trump's performance as a politician, period, and stop there. That is where my issue lies. If you disagree with me, let me know, but that's where my disagreement lies. So we'll have to see what happens. I don't know what this means because, if the Supreme Court doesn't overrule Colorado's ruling, I mean, shit, can Trump even be president if he were to win, which he could? Because a lot of people are mad at Biden for shit that Biden can't even control. But a lot of people are mad at Biden. They're blaming the war in Ukraine on Biden, the war in Israel on Biden. Everything that happens right now is all Biden's fault. Trump, honest to God, could clutch the W, but we'll have to wait and see. So this is what's going on with Trump right now. I mean, Trump is a mentally tough motherfucker, though. To be able to deal with all of this shit and to not have an episode or a breakdown and just like tough it through, Trump is a tough motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. If there's one thing I admire about Donald Trump is that it takes a lot to get to his head. It's almost like nothing affects him. Like he just, I don't know. He's a tough dude to me. I think he's a mentally tough guy. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Donald Trump disqualified from even fucking running in Colorado. Let's see what happens. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.